a threat. After success, then you come next.
As we present this trophy to you, our Vice Chancellor, this is more than a symbol of victory. It is a reflection of the spirit, discipline, and resilience that define our university. This achievement was not won by talent alone. It came from long evenings of training, early mornings of preparation, and the constant encouragement from our coaches and lecturers. It came from the unwavering support of the university leadership, which continues to invest in our growth both inside and outside the classroom. Vice Chancellor, we present this trophy to you with gratitude. It represents the excellence you inspire, the high standards you set, and the confidence you place in us as students. We hope it stands as a reminder that when students are supported, we rise. And when we rise, we carry the university name even higher. To our team, thank you for your commitment and unity. To our supporters, we thank you immensely for cheering us on. And to the entire university community, this win belongs to all of us. Vice Chancellor, with great pride, we now hand over this trophy to you. Thank you.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naweza fungua kanisa sasa. Vice Chancellor, I must confess, when we received the news that we are finally handing over trophies, we were beyond excitement. Vice Chancellor, since I joined this university in 2023, this is the first time we are getting the opportunity to hand over trophies despite your busy schedule, and we are very thankful. Makofi. Asante sana, VC. Now we've had the opportunity to perform on behalf of this great university, and we have presented outstanding performances that not only won the awards, but sparked national dialogue. Sensitive matters like the one you've just seen here on gender-based violence, and even the most latest one, a historical masterpiece, The Last Spear of Nandi, a play that talked about our national hero, Koitalel Arap Samoei. This production, Vice Chancellor, not only did it win in multiple festivals, it gained state recognition, and at one point we were invited to perform at the President's home county, Nandi County. And so these achievements, we don't take them for granted. We thank God. We thank this university through you for giving us the opportunity. These trophies represent the mighty Kenyatta University as a premier university. And Vice Chancellor, you should see us at the festivals. Other universities look at us with envy, and when we get on stage, we fill the whole 3 hours too. And everyone wants to watch Kenyatta University perform. And let me make a small personal confession. When I was in high school, I rushed. There was a rumor that Kenyatta University is going to perform. So I rushed into the hall and watched, because it was very famous when I was in high school. And after watching Kenyatta University on stage, I told my mother I want to go to Kenyatta University, and it's not negotiable. And so, to our trainers, led by Mr. Derek Waswa, thank you very much for shaping us. To our patron, thank you very much for inspiring us. And for the 15 years of excellence as a drama club, thank you for raising artists and celebrities that are famous not only in Kenya, but worldwide. These trophies show that Gen Zs are more than just riots. When we unite, we can have purpose, discipline, and passion. Thank you. Now, we do not see this moment as the end of the chapter. We are very ambitious. We want to do more. And in the beginning, and this is the beginning of a greater purpose, we therefore humbly request the university to elevate this club further in the following ways. Mr. VC, kindly, we are requesting to have a retreat. VC, as Kenyatta University family, we saw you with the choir in Mombasa, and we were very jealous. With it's bringing sibling rivalry, VC. Kindly, even if you put it this weekend, we are also kindly requesting a honorarium for all the winners, if possible. And number 3 out of 6, I'm finishing, Mr. MC Pole. Number 3 out of 6, approval to participate in additional festivals. As I gave my own stories, I believe that drama can also be used as a marketing tool for the university. And so there are other festivals that are like KMCF, international and local, even in East Africa. And if we get an opportunity to perform in those universities, we promise you we'll raise the flag higher. We are also requesting for scholarships to the outstanding performers. And in return, they promised me this morning when we were coming up with this speech, and they told me, if we get a scholarship and we achieve, we can work for Kenyatta University for free for 1 year as a return of gratitude. Now, VC, as you are aware, Kenyatta University has raised pioneer entertainers from the first class of Kina Nyambane, KG, to the middle class of Kina YY and the entire comedy show of Churchill Show, and even the latest one, Peshi. VC, if you are aware that Peshi is a sensational on TikTok, and just by using such famous and influential people, we can be able to revive our KUTV by creating content for it. A request that we are asking you consider. Number 6, an inclusion in official university events as part of the entertainment. And that is my final request. Thank you. Vice Chancellor, on behalf of the entire drama club, as their student leader, it's my honor to hand over these trophies to you as a statement of excellence, unity, and the limited potential of the drama club students. Thank you very much. May Kenyatta University continue to shine as the home of artistic brilliance. Asante.
First of all, First of all, I would want to recognize the DVC, the chair of the department, where all this originates, Dr. Hongo, the patrons of the club, and basically all the performing arts. You can see the passion he has. He can remain the passion of the patron forever, because he's not a patron for nothing. You can see it actually. And I want to say he has also lifted Kenyatta University in whatever administrative or managerial functions or position he has held, even outside Kenyatta University. I want to recognize the team behind what I see here. I know I've been talking about a forest, which means I really like what we are doing. And I'm told, surprisingly, that this is part of a forest. In other words, there are more trophies. So those people who are behind this, we don't take it for granted. They have worked hard to help you to bring out your talents. As young people, you have all the type of talents. The only problem is that you are not given space to showcase what you are made of. And that is one of the critical things about Kenyatta University. You may come for engineering, you may be admitted here to do law, education, but we also realize those are not the only talents that you have. And immediately you come here, we try to exploit what else you can offer. Beyond the official admission, what else can you offer? And this is really the beauty of Kenyatta University, giving you space to showcase what actually you are made of and which can be shared to others and make probably some mark, especially within the social realm. So I really want to applaud those behind this, the directors, all those people. I won't want to name any, but that team really need to be applauded. And I want us to do that just now. Can we? Thank you. Of course, they may have talents to bring out the kind of wealth that you have. But if the young people did not cooperate, it will be futile. They will not actually be able to, even the way we are actually appreciating them, it will not be there. So it is the teamwork and the discipline of these young people here. So I want also to say, in general terms, as Kenyatta University students, with all the talents, plus the amount of work that you have put in, the sacrifices, we also need to actually, as a team, to say, as KU community, not just myself, representing KU community, we are really very proud of you. And for that one, again, I want us to rise and congratulate ourselves for work well done. Please, can we do that? Thank you very much. we want to apologize for this occasion taking 2 years. It is because of circumstances beyond us. But what I would like to ask you, and because you are human being and you can adjust, is to take that this forest was awarded to you like yesterday. So the time is not important. What is important is that this is a recognition of what you have done. So for me, I want to say this. Probably, this forest was waiting for this moment. Probably it is not by chance. The reason why I'm saying that is because you know very well that I'm really interested in what you do. And I've always done that. I have always stood by you. But we have a moment where, as a VC, I'm saying, probably this is one event where I feel so passionate. And the reason is, in a few months, I will exit, and probably this is one event for this group to say a kind of farewell. I have been with you, and therefore I'm saying this event and the forest was actually waiting for me, for you to say we worked with you, and sorry, in a few months you also exit. Kind of a farewell. And I don't want you to feel bad about this. This was not planned for a farewell, but it is very good when you have a team that you have worked with, and at the end you have the opportunity to sample the kind of talents that you have. So for me, this is more than an occasion to actually officially hand over the trophies. It is also officially to tell me you have actually been with us, and we want to appreciate by showing this. I may not be able to witness another occasion, but you know I'm behind you. And for me, what I can ask, you have made us proud. wherever I go and somebody recognizes this VCKU, they remember the success, the drama, the music, and other activities like sports, where KU has excelled. I want to tell you, KU has excelled in such a way that, just like the patron have said, we have done it so well and so many times, people have started thinking maybe it's because we have no competition. We have competition, and probably what the university maybe would need to do is to go beyond East Africa and try to see whether we can also compete there. And I know we are going to do that. The students who are admitted here in Kenyatta University are the same kind of students that we have in other universities. But year in, year out, we have emerged the tops, almost in everything, I can tell you that. Obviously, you know, currently, in general, KU is university number 1. You know that? Yes. And I'm saying the same kind of students that are admitted here are the same that are admitted elsewhere. But you come here, you find people who are dedicated, you get yourself into working together, and this is the result. And it is not 1 year or 2 years. So it is not a fluke. Some people try to say maybe we know people who are doing the assessment. How can you know people from 2012 up to now? So it cannot be. So we are saying, even the students, you could say maybe that year we had talented students. But again, year in, year out. So it means the Kenyatta University structures that give you the space are there. And we also want to congratulate the management for making sure that the space has been there. Now, obviously, for us to be number 1, it is performing arts, it is sports, it is the sciences, it is the music. That is what has actually put us at the top. So we want to say this. Those structures need to continue. Management needs to really work on that. But we also need to give you space to show that you are not just a local team. You are not just a national team. You are not even just an East African team. We want to go beyond that. Secondly, I think it needs to be recognized, beside having those trophies, the people who have benefited. The kind of praise that we have just witnessed here, which is just one. You are actually warning the nation in terms of a problem that has persisted, and you have dramatized this. A better way of actually telling the nation that we have a problem. So we want to applaud you for actually using art to actually tell your story, warn the nation. Not only warn the nation, sometimes comfort the nation. So it is in those praise that all those functions, social function, that actually are helping the society. And therefore, I want again to say, those structures need to be there. And we are comforted by saying the CBC, we are told that we have 3 pathways, and a university must choose at least one pathway. But the way it is in Kenyatta University, we are a comprehensive university. We are big, and I cannot imagine us being forced to actually take just one direction. And it is because of this we have requested the government, even the Minister of Education, to assist us so that we are not taken like a university which is specializing in sciences, specializing in arts, or other areas, because we are in all, and in all, we are the top. So we have been able to demonstrate we are a comprehensive university, and whatever we touch, we are the top. They have seen it. So for the management, I think we need to make that case very strongly. Because in research, in the sciences, we have done it. In arts, we are there, and therefore, for us, probably now, as I said, is to find out how else can we use these talents. One, I have said, we need to find a way of getting, say, more confrontation outside even East Africa. Secondly, even within, you have requested, can we be more visible? First of all, one of the prayers that you have put is in every occasion that we have an event, this team should be given a chance. And that one I'm saying yes. Depending on the occasion, we need to see how at least an aspect of these arts from this group is actually given. I'm responding to what somebody called reverie. It was what reverie? Which river was that? Eh? Eh? Yes. These ones are, being almost like given a favor. Why not me? In the family. Yes. I think we have been using music in most of the events, but I'm saying we are also going to include an item every time. So at least that has been done. We also try to see whether we can get forums even outside where you can showcase yourself and showcase KU. I think the other prayers that you have made, there were not more than 6. But I think for now, the one I can again directly answer. And I think again this is a rivalry. I hear people talking about Mombasa. I don't know why. There are a lot of things that we are doing right now. Remember, come next week we have graduation. There are other things that have to be done before the end of the year. But I want to promise this team probably the first weeks in January. What you have asked about Mombasa is going to be realized. The details will not be given now, but I'm also assuming when that happens, I'll be able to at least enjoy myself with the team. So I want to be there. Can I be there? Yes. Yes. So I think in a nutshell, we are going to do everything possible to make sure that this team continue to excel as part of a larger KU community where at the moment we are very proud. Anybody working in KU, wherever you go, when you say Kenyatta University, people just want to know who is that. That has happened because of KU, and you are part of that. So for me, I'm also having a request. All these things are happening, we are at the top. I want to be promised, even when I'm away, I'll be hearing that Kenyatta University is at the top. That is my prayer. I think, Patron, you need to note that. It will be very bad when I'm out there, even within a few months, that there's something that have made Kenyatta University drop. So my gift is to actually sustain what we have. So my students, the people who have worked with the students, to come to the level where they are and to uplift KU to where we are with their sweat. I just want to say congratulations. Kabisa kabisa. And we can upstand. And again, now for the community, we need to so see you in Mombasa.
A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us this morning right here on KUTV Rise Today, Biashara Tuesday. And just like you have had, Tukutane Mombasa. I don't know if you're also going, but it's a beautiful morning to be alive right here on Biashara Tuesday. A lot is in store for you this morning because we're going to be talking about how well you can harness your skill. For that matter, what has been happening on your screen is Kenyatta University Drama Club bringing various trophies or presenting various trophies to the university. That's also another way that you can harness your talent and make a living out of it. And that is what we focus on right here on Biashara Tuesday. How best can you be a great entrepreneur, whether you're starting up, you're a seasoned entrepreneur, what skills do you have, what business do you have, how can you better yourself as a business person? That is what we focus on right here on Biashara Tuesday. And today being the 16th of December 2025, if you're in Kenyatta University, you understand that it is 3 days or 2 days, depending on how you do your count or how you do your math. It is around 3 days to graduation day right here at Kenyatta University, and everything is, we are all in a celebratory mode. Apart from Christmas that we are approaching, we're also approaching graduation, where we'll be presenting various candidates will be conferred with degrees and, you know, PhDs, masters and all that in various faculties within the university. So it's a happy moment for Kenyatta University, even as we approach these festivities and specifically the graduation ceremony. So you're welcome also for the graduation ceremony that will be happening right at Kenyatta University on the 19th of December 2025. So today being the 16th, it is a day that marks, or it marks the remembrance of those people who have lost their lives in a traffic accident. And if you look at the newspapers across the region, that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, most newspapers are giving prominence on what is shaping the current state, where we're having various accidents ongoing in various states or various roads in the region. So that story is really given prominence on various regions within the country or within the region, that is Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda. And we'll be taking a look at that. To help us understand that discussion will be Kasim Hamasi, who is a student right here at Kenyatta University and also a youth leader in various capacities, serving his constituent that is in Kwale County, right here in Kenyatta University. He will be joining us this morning, helping us understand what is shaping the world of governance, or the world of news, or what is generally the top conversation that is ongoing within the country. Of course, that is apart from the conversations on Christmas. Just to take a look at what we shall be talking about this morning on the newspapers. The Standard says agencies of slavery. This is in relation to the story that we have seen across the month or the year, where we've had Kenyans being taken to Russia and being forced to fight for Russia on the front lines. That is the Ukraine-Russian war. And that story is making a way back into the newspapers this morning. The Standards have been really following up on this story, and now they have new development where they have confessions, and also they have an international body located in Athi River where police are following up on, and the body is ferrying Kenyans to Russia, promising of up to 80,000 Kenyan shillings per month. A reason why most Kenyans have found themselves in a state where they have to fight the wars that are not theirs. Taking a look at the People Daily, they're talking of 3 years later, the job crisis hits a wall. And this, they're talking of President William Ruto's promises on creating employment for the youth through ICT, ferrying youth to different countries, that is ferrying job opportunities to different countries. They're talking of state-backed opportunities. We've seen that throughout the year, where we've had the Foreign Affairs Ministry ferry nurses and different departments to the United States or different countries, Germany, for opportunities. And the People Daily are saying that the job crisis hits a wall. I hear some people saying that this is not just hitting a wall, and in the dream to becoming Singapore, there is always a time when you lay the foundation, you build your walls, and it's a process. And they're saying that if we really stop talking and giving Ruto a chance or a grace period, he may lead us to becoming a third world country. So most people and others are saying that there are steps to be followed in order to achieve the goals that we are looking forward to. But first, there is this struggling phase. This is where we are, and tending to believe that Ruto has the best interest of Kenyans at heart. Now, the Star, Fresh Independent, and today the Star is free also. They're talking of a big Gen Z lie. IEBC raises red flag on voter apathy mini polls show. And this is, we've had in the country continuous voter registration, and the numbers are not so pleasing. And IEBC are talking about, you cannot trust Gen Z. They only make noise online, but with no votes. And they're talking of the older generation, which are really counted on, because we've seen so older people being taken by wheelchairs to the polling stations to cast their votes. But now they're talking of Gen Z who are not taking their votes or getting their votes. That story is on page 4 and 5. And also Matters Politics, they're talking of why Winnie Odinga is under scrutiny in ODM. That story is given prominence on page 6 of the Star. That is on Matters Politics. Taifa Leo are talking about Matters Politics, Talaka yanukia mlimani. And this is the eastern the eastern side of the mountain and the central part of the mountain. One faction led by Kithure Kindiki, that is the deputy president. The other faction led by DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua, backed by the opposition. And this other side backed by government leaders like Ruku. And they're saying that we support you, the likes of people coming from Kiambu, we support you, but when it comes to supporting us, we supported you during the Uhuru regime. Right now, you're supposed to be giving back and supporting us by supporting the deputy president, but you're not. And they are, Taifa Leo are talking about a looming fallout, that because you're not supporting us, the mountain might be divided based on regions or based on who they're supporting. That is Kindiki and Gachagua. That story is given prominence on the Taifa Leo. And also another story, a political story, they're talking of Arati ataka Ruto aingie ODM 2027. that is also on matters politics. The Daily Nation are talking of the current state of road affairs. They're talking of death on highways, and they're giving a number of 4,682, which is about 5% increase so far from what we saw last year. That's an increase of about 200 death cases reported from road accidents in the year 2025. And since 2023, we've seen the rising cases, or the rising percentage of road accident or death-related causes, death-related by road accident. We've seen it on an increasing trajectory since 2023, and right now here in 2025, we have the death toll going to up to 4,682. And mark you, we're just within the first week of December. We have not approached the last week, the final week of December. We have drivers going on long trips, that is ferrying people to Nairobi, out of Nairobi to different parts of the country, and the fatigue that comes with it, the road accident that come with it, the jam that comes with it. We've seen that it is now on the 16th. We have around 2 weeks to the end of the year, so we expect that the emergency meeting that the judicial system had yesterday to increase that is surveillance, to increase the judicial processes by creating mobile law courts on roads, by creating a toll-free number for you as a Kenyan to report any traffic misconduct. We hope that these measures are going to be helping in reducing road accidents in different cities across the country. So that is given prominence on this is on the Daily Nation. There is a paper that we have not mentioned right here. I'm just trying to get a look at it, and that is the Business Daily. They were talking of NHIF. Let me just try to get it so that we can have an exactly what they're talking to us about. And this is the Business Daily. They're talking about the NHIF and the probability of it being increased. They're talking how new NSSF rates, not NHIF, sorry, NSSF rates will shrink pay slips next year. They're talking of a possible increase in the amount of deductions in your pay slip next year. So this journey of becoming Singapore is not going to be an easy one. They're also talking about Chinese firms to share access a Mau Road toll fee with state, and they're talking about it's like a public-private partnership where the Chinese will be getting the money that you'll be paying for using roads, the toll money. They'll be getting it, and then after the period expires, if they have exceeded what they are supposed to be paid by the Kenyan government, they will be returning the surplus. I don't know how that is going to be, because who returns money? But that's a possibility of a partnership with the Chinese firms to enhance debt payment, because at the moment the Kenyan government, we have really exceeded our debt ceiling, and right now we only depend on grants, which I tend to think that enslave us. But right now we only depend on grants, whether internal borrowing or external borrowing, because our debt ceiling has already exceeded. We've already exceeded the debt ceiling, and of course the other part of it coming from taxation in different states. Remember that you're also to give your contributions on the Finance Bill 2026-2027 as early as now, before the end of the year, so that it can be included in the next year. If you don't, probably you're going to be having complaints around June next year once again, because we are moving towards the Singapore state, and this is going to be coming from your pocket as a Kenyan citizen. So that is what we are going to be having on our discussions this morning on the state of our nation. But before we get into that, I want us to take a look at what is shaping the weather situation in different cities across the country, the northern and the southern, the western, the central, and of course an overview of what the Kenya Met Department is giving us. Last week we saw them giving us that we are going to be having sunny days, but then we received a little bit of rainfall. So let's take a look at what is happening on the roads and of course the weather situation. Right, it is exactly 11 minutes past 8 a.m. and I'm looking at, this is according to Google, the traffic situation in major roads or tributaries leading to the CBD. And right now, I really pity, or not pity, respect those people who are leading teams in this period, because most employees have already switched off and trying to get them to work is really a problem. So for that reason, in various roads leading to town this morning, it's not as we always expect. For example, in Thika Road, expecting to have traffic from, Safari Park all the way to Muthaiga Interchange, all the way to Globe Roundabout. This morning, it's very, 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 very tiny. It's only from Allsops all the way to the Muthaiga Interchange. That is the only place I'm seeing traffic along Thika Road. If you're coming from Kamiti Road, joining town, the way looks just fine. If you're coming from Kasarani, the road looks just fine. If you're coming from the other region where we're always seeing traffic, that is the Eastern Bypass, wale watu wanatoka Utawala joining to Mombasa Road, your way also, you're going to be staying on that road for quite some time. Those people coming from the western part of Nairobi, only around this road is around Lavington, is where you're going to be receiving, you're going to be staying on the road for quite some time. Other tributaries leading to town, I'm seeing not so much to report on this morning, except for the places that I've mentioned. And of course, those people who are entering town around Nyayo Stadium, those roads joining Mombasa Road, you're also going to be staying on that road for quite some time. Those people are coming from Jogoo Road, wale watu wanaingia town through, I don't want to say downtown, but wale watu wanaingia town through Gikomba, Marikiti, those side, you're going to be staying on that road also for quite some time. Those are the major tributaries that I'm seeing leading to town that are having traffic as at 8:13 this morning. Now, taking a look at what is the weather situation in different cities or different towns across the country. As at now, last week we had the Kenya Met Department saying that throughout the week we are going to be receiving little to no rainfall, but then we had an update later on that we are going to be receiving quite some amount of rainfall. Let's begin with the western part of Kenya, and that is Kakamega. Right now it is 19 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, and it feels like 25 degrees Celsius. Precipitation 5%, that is on the lower side, and of humidity it is at 60%. Taking a look at a different part of the country, that is the Rift Valley, or rather Nakuru. Right now it is 14 degrees Celsius, quite cold, it feels like it, and 0% chances of precipitation, and humidity at 78%. Taking a look at another town yet again, that is in Eldoret, it is now 15 degrees Celsius, it feels like 14 degrees Celsius, 10% chances of precipitation, and humidity at 72%. In Kisumu, that is the Nyanza region, it is 23 degrees Celsius, it feels higher at 25 degrees Celsius, 0% chances of precipitation, and 60% humidity. And taking a look at the coastal region, today we're looking at Kilifi, 27 degrees Celsius, feels quite warmer at 31 degrees Celsius, 0% chances of precipitation, and humidity at 81%. And finally, right here in the capital, of Kenya, Nairobi, 18 degrees Celsius feels like it. Throughout the day, 0% chances of precipitation, and of course, 72% humidity. Now, that is right now in different cities. Let's take a look at what the Kenya Met Department is telling us. That is, of course, the weather forecast from today, that is the 16th of December, to the 22nd of December. That is for a period of 7 days. Let's take a look at what they're telling us in terms of temperature, in terms of humidity, in terms of this is taking a little lower, but according to Kenya Met, in various cities across the country, especially the central region, they're going to be receiving increased precipitation of rainfall. Rainfall is expected across the highlands, east and west of the Rift Valley, Lake Victoria Basin, coast, northeastern and southeastern lowlands. On hot days, daytime highs above 30 degrees Celsius in the coast, northeastern, northwestern Kenya, and parts of the southeastern lowlands, Rift Valley, and western Kenya. On cool nights, minimum temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius in parts of the central highlands, north and central Rift Valley, western Kenya, and areas near Mount Kilimanjaro. That is according to the Kenya Met Department from the 16th to the 22nd of December 2025. Right, now at this point, I would like for us to take a very short break. When we come back, we shall be informing you what is shaping the world of news for the last 24 hours, and of course what has been happening in different parts of the country in terms of politics, the social issues, the weather, the state of our roads, and all matters that compiles news. That is coming up shortly after the break. Bingwa wa dunia wa ndondi WBC, na hivi sasa anamiliki kituo cha mafunzo ya wanandondi.
Ni kazi ngumu kusema ukweli. Ndio kwa maana nilisema ni lazima ukuwe na roho ndio ingie boxing. Juu kama hauna roho, juu ukiangalia hata mtu kukuja tu kutrain tu ana give up haraka.
Tegea simulizi ya Fatuma Zarika wiki hii katika kipindi cha Mwanamke Mwake, ukiwa nami Caroline Kimwele. Transforming through technology, innovation is not just our pursuit, it's our purpose. At Kenyatta University, we lead through research, powering ideas that shape industries, communities, and nations. Our partnerships span continents, connecting visionaries, scholars, and change makers. Here, every breakthrough has a human story. Every success begins with curiosity and grows through courage. Today, we celebrate that spirit in every graduate ready to imagine the world. Because tomorrow doesn't wait, it begins here. Kenyatta University will hold the 58th graduation ceremony on 19th Friday, December 2025 from 8 a.m. at KU Main Campus Graduation Square. The ceremony will also be streamed live on KUTV and radio, YouTube, and KU website and social media. For more information, please contact the Office of the Registrar Academic on 0208703092 or 0786335111 or visit the KU website at www.ku.ac.ke. Kenyatta University, transforming higher education, enhancing lives.
Kenyatta, our
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Welcome to Focus on Health, your weekly guide to staying informed and living better. Join me every week as I sit down with trusted medical experts.
Gynecology is basically a field concerned with mainly the female genitalia.
Explore real-life stories
during when the patient come in
and bring you updates and tips that are beneficial to your health. Because health isn't just important, it is everything. Tune in to Focus on Health every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. I'm your host, Kandia Marian, and I'll see you then.
Welcome back. Now, in our news this morning, the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, has kicked off its grassroots mobilization drive aimed at electing new party officials ahead of the 2027 general election. The internal party elections scheduled for January 6, 2026 have prompted senior party leaders to rally supporters to register in order to participate in the voting process and back their preferred candidates. With voter registration set to close on December 23rd, party members in 21 counties that are yet to conduct the elections will head to the ballot to select new officials. Speaking on the preparations, Kimani Chungwa, the Kikuyu Member of Parliament, assured supporters that measures have been put in place to guarantee a smooth and credible exercise.
Kuwa na elected officials, munajua si 2027 inakaribia. Per polling station, president atahitaji agents per polling station, si ndio? Yule anasimama kiti ya MCA atahitaji agents. We want by 2027, wale watachaguliwa per polling station, they will also form the bedrock of our party support base to form our party agents for the presidential vote, for governor seats, senators, women rep, MPs and MCAs. Ili wale viongozi wetu wote tutachagua, tutakuwa na a very loyal team of party members and party supporters who will guard our vote in 2027. Wale ambao hatakuwa agents ndio hatakuwa mobilizers wetu per polling station. We therefore want to create a movement, a national movement, but one that starts from the grassroots. Julishe wanachama wetu, wajitayarishe, wajisajili kama wanachama wa UDA, ili ikifika tarehe 10, wale ambao are registered members of UDA, because we want to make sure that the people we elect are elected by our party members, because that is what the law says and that is what is right, so that we make sure we elect people who believe in UDA.
Now, at State House, Nairobi, President William Ruto conferred the title of Senior Counsel on 4 Kenyan advocates of the High Court, among them former Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji. Speaking during the ceremony, the President said the elevation to Senior Counsel comes with heightened responsibility, calling on the appointees to safeguard democracy, strengthen legal institutions, champion necessary reforms, and expand access to justice. The 4 new Senior Counsel now join a list of 54 others who were previously conferred with the rank by the President.
It's not a destination. It is not a place you arrive. It is a place that gives you an opportunity to serve this nation better and more. I'm informed that part of what is required of Senior Counsel is to continuously contribute to the development of the legal profession in Kenya, not in the narrow sense of law, but in the wider space of public policy, making contributions in supporting the relationship between the bar and the bench, going out of your way to mentor younger lawyers, and supporting the legal profession in every way that you are called upon. And therefore, this morning is yet another great morning that I confer on you the rank of Senior Counsel. I am not a lawyer myself, but by virtue of my office, and I'm very proud that we are building a bigger pool of knowledgeable professionals.
Now, religious leaders in Kirinyaga County are urging the government to abandon plans to regulate church activities under the proposed church bill. Leaders from the Gospel Churches Council International warn that state interferences in faith matters risk political backlash for the Kenya Kwanza administration. Speaking on behalf of the council, Archbishop James Maina Kigia of the Holy Ghost Churches argued the government should target rogue religious leaders accused of misconduct rather than impose blanket regulations. The bishops say holding individual offenders accountable will safeguard religious freedom while restoring order and credibility in worship places.
Regulation wakati huu, hata wakati wa 1952, hata wakati wa 1963 pokuwa tunaanza makanisa, hii makanisa ilikuwa inafanyiwa regulation. Mzee Kenyatta alisema kuna uhuru wa kuabudu. Beleni hatukuwa na uhuru, lakini ikafanyiwa regulation. Wakati tulipata uhuru, president wetu wa kwanza akasema kuna uhuru wa kuabudu. Na hata sasa, hata ile serikali iko tuna uhuru wa kuabudu. Hata vile watafanya, uhuru utabaki wa kuabudu vile constitution ya Kenya inasema. Lakini wale wanahubiri kwa njia nyingine, wanatoka kwa maandiko ama kwa ukweli wa neno, hawa regulation itawashika, sababu hawahubiri kwa neno la Mungu, bali ni kwa upendo wao.
Yangu kwa mambo ya regulation ya makanisa, serikali inaweza jaribu kufinyiria makanisa sana, kwa sababu ya yale mambo watalete maybe, na pia sheria inaletangwa kwa watu ambao ni wapotofu na wale ambao ni watu wakamilifu. So hata kama regulation imeletwa, kwangu mimi ninaona kama wakati mwingine wanafanya mambo hawawezi kujistiri, kwa sababu huwezi pigana na Mungu.
Now, the government plans to fully operationalize all gazetted administrative units across the country within the next 6 months to improve access to public services. This is according to Principal Secretary for Interior and National Administration, Raymond Omolo. Speaking at a fundraiser in Agenga village, Omolo said the move aims to bridge services gaps, particularly in remote and underserved areas. He also urged young people to avoid being used by politicians to settle scores, encouraging them instead to engage in development-focused, people-centered development agendas.
Administrative units that were gazetted that are yet to be operationalized so that we can get services closer to the people. Last week, when His Excellency met all the chiefs and assistant chiefs from across the country, and when he launched our Jukwaa la Usalama report, he gave us directives that within the next 6 months, all administrative units that were gazetted and yet to be operationalized, be operationalized. And he has asked the team at Treasury, together with Parliament, to make resources available for us to do this. And therefore, Mheshimiwa Odege, the issue of the ACC here and the other locations and divisions that are yet to be operationalized, we are going to do so over the next 6 months so that our people can get services they deserve easily.
Now, residents of Kilindini have called on Interior Cabinet Secretary Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen to launch an immediate investigation into the death of a young man allegedly shot by a police officer under unclear circumstances. The appeal was made during the deceased's funeral, where local leaders strongly condemned the incident, terming the use of excessive force by security officers unacceptable. Hamid Babusa, the Kinakumba ward representative alongside Galole Member of Parliament, said Ribae urged the Ministry of Interior to carry out a swift, thorough and transparent investigation to establish the exact circumstances surrounding the shooting. The leaders emphasized the need for accountability, warning that unresolved cases of alleged police brutality continue to erode public trust in security agencies.
Na polisi ambaye kwa anajua kazi yake hawezi kugeuka akamfanyia mambo mabaya raia mtu wote. Yule ambaye kwa anaweza kufanya mambo kama haya hajui kazi yake, na sisi tutamuonyesha kazi yake. Mnanielewa? Lakini kwa hivyo msiwe na wasiwasi. Hapa Kinakomba kuna shida, si Kinakomba Galole constituency. Najua kuna OCS hapa amekuwa amejifanya hana adabu. Mnanielewa? Huyo OCS nimepata malalamishi mengi sana kuhusu yeye, na huyo tutaandamana na yeye. Hata yeye ndiye amekuja hapa akaongoza hii kuja usiku wa manane hapa kuja kufanya operation hapa ya usiku ya urongo, halafu akaua huyu kijana. Nataka uniambie mtu ambaye kwa yuko kwa pikipiki, huyu wa vijana wawili wako kwa pikipiki, ni tishio kwa polisi mpaka atumie bunduki. Hawa walikuwa kwa pikipiki, wampiga huyu kijana, wamempiga yule mwingine mwenzake kwa pikipiki, hata pikipiki yenyewe pia wameipiga risasi.
Now, health professionals have raised alarm over the rapid increase in lifestyle-related illnesses such as diabetes, hypertension, and cancer, now affecting families worldwide. The concern emerged during a free medical camp organized by Joseph Kichui in partnership with several healthcare facilities. The outreach revealed that many residents are living with chronic conditions silently due to high medical costs and limited access to quality healthcare. Speaking at the camp, Dr. Kichui urged communities to embrace healthier lifestyle through balanced diets, reduced carbohydrate intake, regular physical activity, and avoidance of alcohol. Experts warn that without sustained lifestyle changes and a stronger preventive health care, these diseases will continue to strain families and health systems.
Ni magonjwa ambayo yanasumbua wakazi wa huku, tukianzia na magonjwa yanayohusika na vile mtu anavyoishi, yani lifestyle diseases. Tukiangalia sana hapa tunapata watu ambao wanajileta hapa kwenye camp wana ugumu ama wanasumbuliwa sana na magonjwa kama yale ya hypertension. Tunapata wengine wanasumbuliwa na magonjwa ya sukari, ugonjwa wa arthritis, magonjwa ambayo yanahusu akili kutoka depression mpaka kwenye magonjwa ya utumizi wa madawa. Hapa tumeweza kuona leo kuna idadi kubwa ya watu ambao walijileta. Hivyo kunaonyesha ya kwamba matibabu huku Juja hayapo kwa hali ya juu, kumaanisha kuna watu ambao kuna kiwango kikubwa cha watu ambao hawapati matibabu yanayostahili. Lifestyle diseases ni magonjwa ambayo yanaweza kuwa na kinga cha urahisi, kwa sababu haya magonjwa yanahusika na jinsi mtu anavyoishi. Iwapo mtu angeweza kujichunga mwenyewe, kujichunga kwa jinsi ambavyo anakula, kujichunga kwa jinsi ambavyo anafanya mazoezi, kujikinga na msongamano wa mawazo, mambo kama hayo yanaweza punguza idadi ya watu ambao wanagonjeka haya magonjwa ambayo yanaitwa lifestyle diseases. Zaidi ya hapo, kuna magonjwa ya akili, magonjwa kama vile depression, magonjwa ambayo yanahusika na utumizi wa mihadarati. Pia hao tunaweza kuwasaidia.
Now, tourism stakeholders along the Kenyan coast have raised 2.2 million Kenyan shillings to launch a coordinated program targeting the invasive Indian house crow, a species linked to environmental damage, public health risk, and disruptions to tourism infrastructure. The Mombasa County government contributed 1 million Kenyan shillings, while hotels and private sector players added 1.2 million Kenyan shillings. These funds are part of a 10 million Kenyan shilling seed capital and marked for long-term eradication efforts across the coast region. Speaking at the launch, Dr. Sam Ikwaye, chair of the Mombasa Tourism Council, said the private sector intervened in response to growing concerns over the bird's impact on urban life and tourism facilities.
We're happy that today we're able to achieve the mark that was allocated to the tourism industry. In the last meeting, we agreed to segment the seed money 10 million per different sectors, with tourism sector required to contribute at least 2 million, aviation 2 million, transport 2 million, manufacturing 2 million, and other sectors. And today we've been able to realize the contribution from the sector, with Mombasa County contributing 1 million shillings through the Department of Tourism and Mombasa Tourism Council, and many other stakeholders are contributing up to 1.2 million. So far we can say that we have exceeded the contribution for the tourism industry, with the many other hotels having contributed in kind. So we are hoping that we're going to do the mathematics and should be able to declare the full amount in due course. The campaign is ongoing and we are reaching out to many other corporates. We are starting to interest tourists who are going to come to Mombasa during this festive season to contribute, because we are going to give each hotel, each attraction center at the airport, at the SGR, and in every hotel, and even in shopping malls, we're going to have contribution points. So you should be able to contribute whatever you'll be able to contribute to this kitty, and we're hoping that we're going to sustain the campaign.
Now, still on matters business, a hard-hitting study by the Kenya Association of Manufacturers launched in Nairobi with the German embassy in Nairobi and Giz Kenya shows the country is losing over $5.3 billion annually in unrealized exports. Despite ready markets, manufacturers face high energy costs, slow approvals, and inefficient logistics. Leaders warn that without urgent reforms, Kenya will continue exporting potential instead of products. The report calls for faster digitization, port efficiency, stronger value chains, and serious support for SMEs to reclaim lost ground and compete regionally and globally.
We have 5.2 billion USD of untapped export opportunities here in Kenya, which I think is a very strong number.
Global trade is going through a period of heightened volatility. The traditional assumptions we have relied on, predictable shipping routes, stable trade policies, consistent demand, and accessible markets no longer hold. We also noticed that the Red Sea disruptions experienced this year added weeks to shipping schedules and increased logistic costs for exporters. Fluctuations in commodity prices, especially energy and cereals, have further escalated production costs for local manufacturers. Our industries can only survive this volatility if we fix the bottlenecks that are within our control, this being the cost of power, the cost of transport, efficiencies at the port, and regulatory predictability, which all impact our competitiveness.
The findings of this study will go a long way in informing the reforms in areas such as formulation of export development and promotion policy, strengthening of sector-specific export strategies, enhancing export financing and insurance, improving market intelligence and data system, and supporting innovation, product development, and standards compliance.
Now in sports, local youths in Molo constituency are turning to indoor games like pool, darts, and draft to tackle rising drug abuse and criminal activity. At the 3-day indoor games tournament held at France Sports Arena, Tewa, participants led by Samuel Maina and Mungai Wangombe lauded MP Kimani Kuria for organizing the event. They encouraged more young people to engage in sports as a positive alternative and adapt a fresh start for a safer, better Kenya.
Mchezo wa pool competition ni kali sana. Watu ni wengi walikuwa wametoka every place kuja kucheza mchezo ya dance na wengine mchezo ya pool. Sasa mchezo ya pool tournament ni kali, lakini mtu anajitahidi tu mahali tu atafika. Mimi nimecheza ya kwanza, nikashinda, nikaenda group 2, nikapigwa knockout na nikatoka na nikaridhika.
Tunacheza tu constitution level. Tungetaka tu iende zaidi ya hapo tufike mpaka kiwango cha wachezaji tuna wazuri kabisa ambao kwa sasa najua mpaka timu ya taifa ambayo inaingana na timu the existing team ya taifa, kwa sababu tuna wachezaji wazuri kabisa. Kama mimi mwenyewe nimekuwa nikicheza haya michezo kwa muda wa miaka 3 sasa, ni 4, na kwa hiyo miaka 4.
Now, Plascon Paints has officially, let me take that story back again. Plascon Paints has officially become a corporate sponsor for Gor Mahia Football Club for the 2026 season through a strategic partnership agreement. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the club's patron Eliud Owalo described the collaboration as a significant milestone, noting that Plascon, formerly Sadolin Paints, has joined forces with one of Kenya's most prestigious sports brand. Owalo highlighted the club's long-term vision to become Africa's largest and most successful football organization, adding that Gor Mahia will continue welcoming new corporate partners next year while strengthening its governance and operational standards.
It's our pleasure this morning to unveil this partnership between Gor Mahia Football Club and Plascon. It's a partnership that is mutually beneficial to both parties. As you are aware, all private sector concerns pursue to market their products as much as possible. And to do this, they need to get into a strategic alignment with strong brands. Gor Mahia is a strong brand. You are aware Gor Mahia has been in existence since 1968, and it is the most successful club in East and Central Africa. So this is an opportunity for Plascon to market its products, but is also an opportunity for Gor Mahia to benefit by way of some monetary inflow, capital inflow.
Okay, this is not our first partnership in terms of sponsorship, and we just adopt the procedure that is known that you first of all have to negotiate and agree on terms. The terms include the length of the sponsorship and the requirements of the sponsor. And normally we would agree, like here we've done 1 year renewable, and we have signed it. Now signing of course brings in law of contract, so therefore we have to observe the terms of the agreement.
that brings us to the end of our news updates this morning. Coming up next is newspaper review, and we'll be joined by Kasim, and of course we'll also be joined by very own Ojwang Mariam for a discussion centered on what is shaping the world of news, politics, education, health, international relations, and everything in between. Those discussions will be coming up shortly after the break.
Transforming through technology, innovation is not just our pursuit, it's our purpose. At Kenyatta University, we lead through research, powering ideas that shape industries, communities, and nations. Our partnerships span continents, connecting visionaries, scholars, and change makers. Here, every breakthrough has a human story. Every success begins with curiosity and grows through courage. Today, we celebrate that spirit in every graduate ready to imagine the world. Because tomorrow doesn't wait, it begins here. Kenyatta University will hold the 58th graduation ceremony on 19th Friday, December 2025 from 8 a.m. at KU Main Campus Graduation Square. The ceremony will also be streamed live on KUTV and radio, YouTube, and KU website and social media. For more information, please contact the Office of the Registrar Academic on 0208703092 or 0786335111 or visit the KU website at www.ku.ac.ke. Kenyatta University, transforming higher education, enhancing lives.
Get ready to embark on a journey into the exciting world of technology as we uncover the latest trends, interview top thought leaders, and dive deep into the world of tech like never before.
Currently, we are facing the challenge in terms of finance. It requires one to move from different counties because we really need a large data set for our model to be more accurate.
In this new and exciting series of the Technovation Show, join me, Yvonne Kimuma, every Monday 8:30 p.m. for a fun and thrilling experience as we explore the cutting-edge developments, meet visionaries driving change.
Somebody who is in the underground mine doesn't know the presence of justice. So there are a lot of gases involved. There is methane, there is carbon monoxide, and there is also hydrogen sulfide. These gases actually, they are very dangerous and they are very toxic.
And discover the endless possibilities of the tech world.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Akashuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke akabaini jinsi ya kuwini. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake nami Caroline Kimwele.
In a world where uncertainty rules and opportunity discuss, it's time to break from the barrier and unlock your full potential.
We must live within our means. We cannot spend money that we don't have.
We will explore the fascinating world of investment, trade secrets, business strategies and entrepreneurship.
Sasa challenges ziko mingi sana. Mipaka ya mzigo imekuwa mbaya. Unaweka pesa yako na kataa kurudi.
Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out,
what you covered with invaluable insights to help you succeed.
Now, this year we have seen a rebound in the economy, which is well above the global average of the 3%.
Join me, Anyango Sylvia, every Sunday and Monday on KUTV News at 9, and let's turn your dreams into reality. Transforming through technology, innovation is not just our pursuit, it's our purpose. At Kenyatta University, we lead through research, powering ideas that shape industries, communities, and nations. Our partnerships span continents, connecting visionaries, scholars, and change makers. Here, every breakthrough has a human story. Every success begins with curiosity and grows through courage. Today, we celebrate that spirit in every graduate ready to imagine the world. Because tomorrow doesn't wait, it begins here. Kenyatta University will hold the 58th graduation ceremony on 19th Friday, December 2025 from 8 a.m. at KU Main Campus Graduation Square. The ceremony will also be streamed live on KUTV and radio, YouTube and KU website and social media. For more information, please contact the Office of the Registrar Academic on 0208703092 or 0786335111 or visit the KU website at www.ku.ac.ke. Kenyatta University, transforming higher education, enhancing lives.
Technology is racing ahead of us. The markets are expanding. Africa is rising with confidence, like Melanie said earlier. But with every opportunity, there comes a new ethical puzzle. Now let's think about a few of them. Let's start with technology. Emerging technologies, again, has been said before. That's why I warned you that I'll repeat a lot of what has been said. AI, blockchain, cloud accounting, digital, and on we go. Most of them to do with efficiency and improvement. But who is checking the algorithms? Who is checking and guarding the data? What about checking that the systems are not designed for bias? And who will stop manipulation where there's fraud? You heard of digital fraud. Because digital is invisible. And it's instant, it's quick. Who's guarding against all those possibilities? So we need to worry about people who are going to alter the ledgers, especially when it comes to blockchain. And who is creating the codes and checking the integrity therein? So the modern accountant, you are not now no longer expected just to be financial record keepers or custodians of these records. Now we expect you to guard the digital integrity. You have to be digitally literate.
Artificial intelligence, as it evolves, is one that has brought mixed feelings about the risks, but also about the opportunities. And at ACCA, we strongly believe that artificial intelligence positions professional accountants to actually evolve the profession because it positions them in a way that they are best placed to be custodians of trust. In a world where AI presents risks of bias, of the risk of errors, the human element and the ethical competency of professionals actually allows them to check these errors, to enhance controls and systems in a way that stakeholders can trust the information that AI helps manage, or to ensure that stakeholders can trust the reports that come out of the multitude of data that AI helps, businesses to draw. So essentially in ACCA, we believe AI provides a world of opportunities, and that professionals are best placed to ensure that AI is used in a responsible and ethical way, to ensure that organizations can maximize the value of AI, without the risks associated with them.
And the Wi-Fi will be back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, ethical principles are more.
It is safe for you to take a walk along the beach. And if you see a green flag, if you see a red flag, that means the tide is very high at that moment, and it won't be safe for you to access the beach. We have 3 beach access points in the hotel, and at every, so we advise our guests to be compliant to all. As you walk around this hotel, kindly wear your badges,
Kenyatta University Management Board and the entire university community, I'm deeply honored and delighted to welcome you all for this historic 50th postgraduate showcase seminar for our PhD graduates, class of 2025. Your Excellency, we are profoundly privileged by your presence and even more inspired that you stand before us, not only as a distinguished governor, but as a fellow scholar and one of our own graduates, embodying the excellence we celebrate today. And I want to emphasize, this is why this is unique. We all know the kind of responsibility that you have, and even with all that, you have been able to actually have time and space to take this honored job, achieving one of the highest qualification within the academic. So it shows, besides what you are doing, your passion for scholarship. That is why, again, it is unique that whatever you are going to tell us here, whatever you are going to tell us when you address this group or team, it is actually what you have gone through. And that is what makes this very unique. Our annual PhD showcase seminars are milestones, events that affirm Kenyatta University's unwavering commitment to excellence and postgraduate education, research, and innovation. In today's seminar, we gather not only to celebrate the remarkable academic achievement of our PhD graduates, but also to acknowledge that amid your leadership in public service and economic governance, Your Excellency, your continuous pursuit of scholarly work enriches this academic forum. Together, we are all our graduates. I am confident that the holistic education you have received at Kenyatta University will continue to drive the sustainable development and uplifting of human condition. Governor Baraza did his bachelor's in Kenyatta University, master's in Kenyatta University, and now PhD at Kenyatta University. So it means the governor is Kenyatta University Ndamu kabisa. Yes. Your Excellency, this year, as we have been told, 60 candidates across our 7 schools will be conferred with PhD degrees, 18 female and 37 male. As we look forward to 19th December 2025, when we shall celebrate the 58th graduation ceremony under the theme, Innovating Education and Research for Digital World, we remain aware that we have in our era where digital technologies are reshaping every facet of life, from the classroom to the research lab, from business environments to everyday human experiences. Artificial intelligence, cloud computing, big data analytics, the Internet of Things, 5G networks, biotechnology and genetic engineering, as well as green energy, are redefining the boundaries of knowledge and expanding the possibility of human progress. So all these areas are important for us to actually develop. This year's theme resonated deeply with Kenyatta University's vision and aligned with our mission as developing holistic graduates who are innovative, ethical, and social responsible. It also speaks directly to Kenya's national development agenda, particularly Vision 2030 and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda that is better, which emphasize education, science, technology, and innovation as essential pillars of growth and sustainability. The challenges of our time ranges from climate change, energy crisis, poverty, social inequality, inadequate health care, biodiversity loss, and food insecurity demands and demand value-based. Competence-driven and innovative education and research capable of steering responsible technologies for an improved quality of life. As Kenya's premier university, Kenyatta University has established strong strong education and research ecosystem that champion quality learning and responsible innovation. Your Excellency, Kenyatta University stands today as a beacon of academic distinction, powered by a strong commitment to research, innovation, and societal transformation. Over the years, the university has invested significantly in expanding research capacity, nurturing global partnership, and fostering a culture of creativity that consistently produces real-world solutions. This foundation has strengthened our local and international standing, and we affirm KU's place as a leading center of knowledge, discovery, and transformative impact. Equally noteworthy is our consistent success at the Nairobi International Trade Fair, where the university has earned top honors for innovative research exhibition, educational leadership, and exemplary institutional presentation. This achievement, Your Excellency, together with being ranked Kenya's #1 university for the Times Higher Education Award University ranking for 2 consecutive years, testament to our commitment to excellence in teaching, research, and community engagement. To our PhD graduates, although we shall engage further during the 58th graduation ceremony that is coming, allow me to extend my heartfelt congratulations on reaching the most prestigious academic milestone in Kenyatta University. As scholars and innovators, you now carry the responsibility to ensure that knowledge inspires ethical leadership, drives sustainable development, and promotes inclusive growth. As you prepare to receive your doctoral accolades, I urge you to be responsible stewards of knowledge and accountable leaders, innovating boldly yet ethically in a rapid, evolving digital world. What we are trying to say is that the world will keep on changing, and we cannot lag behind. And that is what we are doing at Kenyatta University. And I now, with those few remarks, here's the graduate showcase seminar officially open. Besides that, it is now my great pleasure to invite our district.
All right, welcome back. And if you find us seated, just know ni wakati wa uchambuzi, whether ni masuala ya biashara ama ni masuala ya siasa. But for now, tunachambua masuala ya siasa, masuala ya magazeti. In short, we are doing newspaper review, and the two gentlemen, that is Hamisi and Ojwang, helping us understand or delve deeper into this discussion already in studio. Allow me to, without wasting time, to have them introduce themselves to you, beginning from my immediate right. Hamisi, karibu sana.
Asante sana. Okay, jina langu ni Kasim Hamisi Mwasebe, wananitambua kama Mufti Sebe, and I'm a media at KU, and I'm also a youth advocate and a youth leader back at Kwale County. And thank you very much for having me today.
Karibu sana.
Senior Warrant Officer 1, I'm a Lieutenant Kanali, and if you are a Kenyan who loves this country, then you can proudly call me Mkenya, Kenya nae, lakini Ukenya wake usiukenye, Kenye, communications expert, community leader, inclusivity, peace, and sustainability advocate. I'm saddened by the rise of death tolls from road accidents, yet hatujafika Christmas. So I'm here today to urge Kenyans to be vigilant. Wewe kuwa tu mwangalifu ndo tuingie hiyo 2026.
All right, thank you so much. Naona mimi sana kuangalia kwa like Kenya naye tena, kwani tulikuwa tuko kwa
lakini
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen, for making time for us this morning. On the same note that you've mentioned of road accidents across different newspapers in the region, that is Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda, we have at least one newspaper talking of the current surge in road accidents in the 3 regions. And of course, this is always associated with the rampant travels and the long distances and the drivers having fatigue and all that. But yesterday we had a meeting, the judicial system had a meeting, finding ways on how to, solve these problems of having high cases, because so far we have around 4,060 something cases of death reported within the year caused by road accidents. And measures among them, we have having mobile courts, to make the resolution of those cases faster. We also have them introducing a toll-free number where Kenyans can report these cases. Hamisi, from where you sit, do you think this is enough to help us as a country curb these cases, considering we have a system that is faulty from the beginning? From when a driver gets their license, I have said this more than once on this show, that in Kenya, kama hauna pesa ya NTSA huwezi pita mtihani. Like you may know all the rules, sijui inakwanga 255 something of the highway code and all that, but then if you don't have money, you may not pass the exam. So it's already faulty from the beginning where you're having your license. Now with these incumbent measures, do you think this is enough to help us reduce road accidents in the country and in the region at large?
Okay, thank you once again for having me. It is very sad witnessing the number of deaths on our roads, especially this festive season. Actually, the measures taken by the Judicial Service Commission, they are trying, but I think it is not enough. We need to see seriousness in implementation of the actions they are taking. For instance, when you say of the mobile courts, how are the mobile courts going to work, and how are they going to offer the services to the mwananchi? You've said that the system is already faulty. There is this story of money and corruption in it by the NTSA. I think now the judicial should take actions against the officers in the NTSA. Like, ukipatikana corruption kwa NTSA, we take action with you, we deal with you there and then. That's by doing that, takuwa hapo tumeleta sasa ya kwamba we recruit, or rather the accredited drivers watakuwa wanapata credentials zao based on like kutakuwa na if we get rid of corruption in the NTSA, tutakuwa na drivers ambao watakuwa wanapata genuine licenses, because kuna wengine ambao wanapata license but then through corruption wanalipa, maybe hata hawana hizo skills, they are not ready to be allowed on the roads, but kwa sababu tu wamepeana do wanaachiliwa. But I think the Judicial Service Commission should really work on this issue of corruption, because it's a cancer and people are dying day in, day out. So corruption in NTSA, hiyo kikuwa dealt with, maybe itakuwa reduce high percentage of the accidents we're witnessing today.
All right. Ojwang, do you see this as a measure that is going to really mitigate the road accidents?
Haitoshi, but it's a good thing. Mali tumefika started by saying that we must be vigilant as a people on these roads, because we are heading to times whereby you don't know if your kin or family member died of a road accident, or it was a planned murder. For example, on the Daily Nation, they're talking about the last moments of Jirongo. Cyrus Jirongo, who was involved on a road accident the weekend, 13th December 2025. Today, Tuesday, the government pathologist Johansen Nodur is expected to give a report of post-mortem what happened to him. But come back to our communities, where every day you are seeing reckless driving, border sector, flaunting on those rules without even care. The Judicial Service Commission coming to bring mobile courts is a good thing, so that justice will not be delayed for long. Justice delayed is justice denied. But there is another thing that is coming here. You are entitled to have an advocate or a lawyer from the government if you are not able to have yours. It's part of the habeas corpus and rules and laws enshrined in our constitution. But ukinishikia hapa na mimi ni Mkenya niseme hohehahe, wakili na mtu wa wapi saa hiyo itakuwa ngumu. Alafu tukasema kuna mnyama mwingine anaitwa NTSA, na huyu NTSA yeye ni mnyama lakini bado amekaboko na shughuli ya hongo. So sio lazima ukuwe unajua sheria za barabara ndo upate driving license, which is very sad. Bora ukuwe na pesa, utapata yule hata ambaye ameshajua hizo sheria za barabara, kama hana pesa bado hatapata driving license. If we are going to do a crackdown as it is written on number three on resolutions of emergency government over the government meeting over the alarming death toll, number 3 wanasema crackdown on motorbikes violating traffic laws. Are motorbikes alone violating traffic rules? Have we talked about PSVs? Watu wamekuakilia kuhusu mabasi that unaweza kuona pita hivi basi ikuje, na hii basi ukienda kuuliza swali, the guy you see is not the driver, ni utingo. Na utingo anakuambia gaje, kama hujui kutumia barabara enda nyumbani. Na unabaki unajiuliza basi ni wapi hapa, mahali ambako hii koti ikikuja yekwe hapa, because it's a mobile court. Ni gari tu inakuja, wanapanga hapo hivyo, jaji yako standby, huu upande wako tayari kujitetea, huu upande mwingine wako tayari kujitetea, lakini hapo katikati pengine kuna maisha yatakuwa yamepotea. Sisi bado ndo kiini na sisi bado ndo suluhisho, kwa sababu bado sijaona gari ya NTSA ikiwa imeua mtu barabarani. Kenyans must be vigilant.
All right, thank you so much. Allow us get to a little bit political, and this will begin this discussions with the headline on the Star. They're talking of big Gen Z lie. IEBC raises red flag on voter apathy. Mini polls show data showing 57% of all eligible voters are under the age of 35. But then from the continuous registration that we've had ongoing in the country, we've seen low turnout. That is on those people turning out to register as voters. And kidogo, this one brought this idea that the young generation are so vocal online. I had someone say that if you want to be sure that you're going to secure a position and a ground, talk online. And the young people are so vocal online, but tukikuja ground, they're not taking their votes. Probably they're not even going to vote. And we've seen the older generation, mtu anatembea na mkongojo, but still anaenda kupiga kura. With this current generation, Hamisi, maybe kutokana na maoni yako, what do you see is going to be a turning point for voter apathy in Kenya, especially to the young generation?
Okay, let me start by saying that Gen Zs were very vocal online. That's very true. Kwa ground, vitu ni different. It was seen by the recent by-elections in Bere and also in Western. Yeah, we were very vocal online. Like you see the hype, this candidate is being hyped that is going to win. But kwa ground, kumbe mambo ni different. So, first of all, Gen Zs must understand that politics is not done online. And politics is not won online. When we come to the continuous voting registration, there is also some issues with the IEBC. For instance, like now, like let's say the centers where the continuous voting registration is ongoing, let's say most of the Gen Zs are in campuses, like now. But since it began on September, I think, like you are required to go to the Huduma centers and maybe the offices in each sub-county, of which, for instance, I'm in Nairobi right now. Me going to the Huduma center is another hectic process. Going to the Huduma center, that means maybe nitaacha shule, nispeyo siku niende nika register huko. So for the IBC, I think it will be very, very important for them once kuleta hizi registration centers, let's say kama hapa campus. Hapa KU, we have a very huge population of students. When they are eligible, or rather they have attained the age to be registered as voters. So wakileta hapa, it will be very easy for we as the Gen Zs to register, and we will register. But wakienda na hii system ya kwamba you have to leave school, or rather leave wherever you are, go to the offices, itaka hectic. And you know Gen Zs, we don't like things zenye zinakaa complex. Kuacha shughuli zako uende tena office za IBC inakaa story ndefu. But wakiturahisishia tulete tuseme kwenye vituo hapa shuleni, waende pale sokoni kama pale Naivas pale nje wakiset their tent hapo, they will see voter registration, watona numbers zina increase.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at it in this way. Right now when all this is happening, most of the young people that is below the age of 35 are in cities, are in, their workplaces. Often when it comes to the voting period, people go back to their homes.
Very true.
So is it right to say that based on the by-election, it is easy to predict what is going to happen in 2027, considering people will be going home for the December holidays, probably they'll be registering in their home counties. So is it something that it should serve as a precursor, and if it is it politically correct that Gen Z are not participating in, this all IEBC registration and voting as per the by-elections?
Okay, tukiangalia kwa upande huo, like the previous by-elections, the Gen Zs, most of them had not been registered. Because walitumia watu wamekuwa registered back 2022 ndio walivote kwa by-elections, of which most of the Gen Zs had not registered then 2022. But the alarm is, say, the IBC portal, or rather the IBC voter registration is ongoing. But using the data as it is right now, the Gen Zs are not registering. So maybe we don't know if by 2027 they will have registered or not. What is there is we are urging them to take action and register right now. Yes. So, but using whatever happened during the by-elections as a marking scheme, or rather to determine what will happen in 2027, it is too early. But a lot of campaign has to be done for the Gen Zs to register as voters.
Yes. John, let me get you.
Amesema kitu hapo hivyo kimenibamba about Gen Z saizi na the voter register ya 2022 kutumika. Hapo hivyo mbeleni, it's like Kenyans are now on the Gen Z's necks. Gen Z mko tu voko online, nini, but you're not doing anything. They're doing something, because on those online platforms they are doing what we are calling civic education and awareness. They have some grasps of what the Constitution says. It is important because they will use that now to influence their parents, because sometimes hapa nchini Kenya we are influenced by our fathers on how we will vote. Utasikia baba amesema hapa kwangu tuna vote hivi, na watoto wangu wote lazima wakuwa wanakuja huku ushago tunachagua hapa. But with the political awareness yenye inaendelea, people are realizing that wewe kuenda kuchaguana Ocha na kuishi Nairobi na unatesekea Nairobi, it's not a good thing. piga kura yako mahali unaishi, kwa sababu hapo ndio utakuwa unaweza kuuliza huyu kiongozi, mimi nilikuchagua, umefanya nini? So that we move from that culture of going back to our ushagos. I will give you an example that you can relate with. I was born in Majengo, Nyeri. I was raised in those slums. But I live here, and I've lived here since 2009. If election is happening today, why would I want to go and vote in Nyeri? Yet I've been complaining about status ya mahali naishi. Na as long as umefika 18 years in this country, you have a national identification card, then you have a voice. Gen Zs, hapa hivi ndio kila mtu anafaa elewe that your ID and your voter's card is your voice. If you don't have that, you don't have a voice. It doesn't matter how well articulated you are online or even kwa ground. As long as you don't have a voter's card, wewe ni kelele tu. So, Gen Z mahali wako wamekuwa wakiangalia siasa vile inaendelea. Serikali nayo imekuwa ikiangalia Gen Z, imekuwa ni kupimana tu. So on the side of serikali hapo ndio inasema hizi votes zenye Gen Z wataleta, now that tunaona ni kama kuregister ni ndogo, we will equalize them with the Tharaka Nithi yenye inataka kuformiwa pale hivyo majuu ya hapa Kenya. I'm talking about Garissa, Wajir, mnaona watu wenye wanaingia hapo hivyo wa Somali, they equalize. But these youths know that. I know a lot of people who bado hawajachukua kadi yao ya kuvote, but they are sure going to have it. I have others who will change theirs. For example, like mine, I've been voting in Congo Soweto, that is in Kahawa Ward, but nahitaji kubadilisha yangu ndo ingie mahali nataka kusimama. Such things inaenda ku happen in 2026. And one thing, we don't need to keep reminding people to take these votes, because in 2026 everyone atakuwa akijitokeza kuchukua, whether you are saying 2 term or you are saying 1 term. So zile by elections tulisema zikikuja kuna vitu zitafanya. I promised you here. Look at the statistics. Wamodende won against Newton Karish. It was around 500 votes. Assume it was a general election where you don't have all resources given to you, because easy by election resources za gava zimekuwa upon the incumbency. Kama hauna incumbency hauna do. Tulisikia places like Narok, Rigathi akiingia huko wanaingia wanapata wamefungiwa ama wamepigwa. In 2027 hakutakuwa na kitu kama hicho. Hakuna mahali polisi atakuwa akizuia mtu kuingia. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu kila mtu atakuwa anatafuta serikali mpya. That this government is going to expire in 2027. Ikifika hapo hivyo vijana watatokea. Hiyo kubribe watu, kama ni voter bribery itafanywa na kila mtu. So watu watakuwa wakiingia polling station wakiwa informed na clarity, because Kenyans are aware now that poverty is a weapon used by elites to control them. So what do they do? Ndio unasikia wakisema kura kwa wote, kula kwa huyu. Kura kwa wote, kula kwa huyu. Tutachukua tu kura na tukumbusha wale wengine wachukue kura, so that by 2027 you have your say, whether you want Ruto in or you want Ruto out. At least you had your say, so that in 2027, 2032, even if you are in opposition or you're going to talk about accountability na hizi vitu zote, you have a stronger voice, because you know kura yangu ndo ilinieka hapa hivi. But if you're not going to vote, huwezi lia, hawezi lia. So vijana watachange.
It's one thing talking about the youths getting into the political spaces, but then it's another thing talking about the political setbacks that are, predetermined for them. You want to get into probably a political party, but then the party decides how relevant are you going to be, when you come to this party. If we give you this ticket, how is it benefiting as a party? And it's a challenge to the young people. Right now we are seeing the Star is talking about dynastic dilemma, why Raila's daughter faces scrutiny in ODM, and Winnie has come up with a different narrative that if a young woman speaks something, it is termed disrespectful, but if a man talks of the same thing, it's not considered disrespectful. So we have a challenge where we have young minds coming in, or different minds for that matter, coming in, but then it faces, you know, that push or denial by the political elite who have been in the industry for a long time. So is this something that is possible with the young people, that in as much as we are going out to vote, we're also pushing for the young people to be in these elective positions, or new minds, fresh blood into the elective positions? Is this something that is possible considering our social norms, our political norms? Is this possible to get through this? Let me begin from you, John.
I believe it is possible. I believe it is possible because we Africans, sometimes we tend to learn so much about how developed countries or first world countries are conducting their politics. For example, in the US, New York to be specific, we've seen someone who is a migrant from Uganda becoming a governor there, just because of the contents of the minds and people believing in that. Back here in the country, we've also been subjected to a series of different political dynamics. 2022, Kenyans were divided against hustlers and dynasties. In 2027, it will be difficult to do that in a country where only 125 millionaires are rich than all of us more than 45 million. Hapo hivyo 2027 tukuje tuambie dynasty hustler, tukwambia hapana, hii hustler haingiani. Another thing happens, that elect someone who is very rich, huyu hata waibia, anaingia huyo mwenye ni rich, watu wanasema guy, hatujaiona wizi kama huu. We've even tried to elect son of a president to this presidency and saying that hiyo familia imejaza do, imekuwa na do kutoka 1963 wakiwa president hadi sasa hawawezi iba. Eurobond, tulionea mambo ya Eurobond hapo kwa mara ya kwanza, and a lot of other things. In fact 2013 tuliona madam ameingia huko kwa NYS, akitoka huko alikuwa tajiri to a point that in 2017 manzi alibecome governor. So 2027 hakuna narrative ya nichague mimi juu niko na pesa. It will be a content of the mind. That is why people like myself are bold and honest enough to say that the time is now that we cease from crying. We cry so much. Kwanza mtu kama mimi tunatumikaga vibaya sana. Mwanahabari, kwetu barabara zimeharibika, tuulizie mbunge anasemaje. Hatuna maji, kunaendaje? Ojwang wanasemaje kuhusu SHA? And people are realizing that we need to have people who are thinking this way in this government, because ni katiba tu tunahitaji. Mwenye anaelewa katiba ndo akona nguvu zaidi. Kwa nini? Ukiwa unaelewa katiba, unaelewa you don't have to have money. Sio pesa zako unatumia. Hizi zote ni pesa za Wakenya. You're just supposed to be responsible with that cash. And you will be able to ask tough questions like, for example, jana kumeweza kufunguliwa the Sovereign Wealth Fund na fund ya kutengeneza barabara. Na hii fund ya kutengeneza barabara inafunguliwa kama LLC, PLC, LLC, liability, limited liability company. So, hujui nani atakuwa CEO pale, si ndio? Hujui nani ataappoint CEO pale, na kuna 5 trillion inaekelewa hapo ya kujenga barabara. Go back to 2022. 2022, date ya Kenya ilikuwa 8.5 trillion. Saizi tuko 12 trillion, meaning tuko na 3.5 trillion hapo hivyo about, but watu wanasema ni 4 trillion that ishaweza kukopwa. Hizi pesa zote zikikopwa, juu sisi ukopa for development, zilienda wapi hizo pesa? Such that sasa hivi tunaanza upya, guys, tunaanza upya, tuko na 5 trillion mpya ya kujenga barabara. So see about mwenye ako na pesa ama mwenye hawana pesa. What we are supposed to do sisi kama vijana is to organize amongst ourselves. Mara ya kwanza ilishindikana. We had a youth ameanzisha chama kikaitwa Inject Party, Inject ikakataliwa. Sasa hizi vijana wameanza kujificha kwa wazee wenye wanasema hiki chama ni cha vijana, lakini ukiingia huko wewe kama ni kijana haupewi tiketi. So amongst ourselves as youths, we will organize so that the youth can support the youths, so that in 2027 2032 haitakuwa ni vita ya hao wazee wametuzoea, itakuwa ni vita ya kijana mwenzetu unatubeba ufala sana. I'm longing for such kind of responsible leadership and accountable leadership. Mtu kama Hamisi anaweza jua umetukosea. Wewe ukiniulimbia umenikosea, you will feel more comfortable like than telling mzee fulani amekukosea, right? Hiyo kind of lobbying ndio tutafanya 2026, 2027 hadi tuingie kwa hiyo serikali.
All right, what happened to, this is a rhetoric question, to ambacho mzee ataona akiwa ameketi, hiyo kijana hata upande mti hautaona. That's rhetoric.
Allow me to answer that. Allow me to answer that. Please, I will use 30 seconds. Okay.
See, now we are on you. Tell us how, as a country, we are going to overcome these political norms and societal norms. That this is something that is also creating divisions in the ODM party, where we have Winnie Odinga coming out, and then unajua wewe hata ujui Kijaluo, and you know huna bwana ujui Kijaluo, and all sort of stories. You're a young person, you cannot see what an older person can see. You need to be shown the way. Siasa haifanyi hivyo and all that. So how do we get to differentiate the difference? I need to learn, but then I have fresh ideas. How can we onboard them? How do we get the difference in these societal norms?
Okay, kwanza niseme kwamba let Winnie Odinga still stand for her rights and let her keep on fighting inside ODM. Yes, mtoto mdogo kama venye wanasema, it is only that wanatumia kama weapon kumnyamazisha. Cause wazee kuna njia wakiona huyu amekuja sana, wanakuambia wewe ni mdogo bana, huwezi kutu advise. But it is high time wazee pia watambua kwamba sisi kama vijana tumekuwa tukiwasoma, tumewaangalia. Kwa sababu mimi since nimezaliwa, tuseme niko na 23 years, nimekuwa hapo toka nipate ufahamu, nimeona siasa za ODM, nimekuwa nikijua Raila Amolo Odinga, nimeona steps zake akifuata, nimeona kina Mudavadi wakiwa kwenye uongozi, chainizo za uongozi, na nimejifunza mambo mengi kutoka kwao, na nimeona makosa yao. Sasa na mimi kupitia makosa yao kama kijana nimesoma, nimejua kwamba kosa hili nitalitatua kwa jinsi hii. Na sisi kama vijana tumeisha ni tukisoma na kuna utandawazi zaidi, tumepata maarifa kwamba sasa sisi wakati wetu ni rahisi kutazama jinsi serikali ya Marekani inavyoongozwa, na tuangalie je, matatizo ambayo natukumba sisi Marekani wamekabiliana nayo vipi. Kwa urahisi sisi kama vijana tumeweza kujifunza hivyo. Kwa hiyo sasa hii imefika wakati wetu wa kwamba wazee tumewasoma vya kutosha, sasa hivi tutashindana nyinyi bega kwa bega. Yes, sisi pia tumetosha mboga, tunaweza kuongoza. Kwa hivyo ukisema kwamba kuna hizi tamaduni na mila za kijadi ya kwamba eti Winnie Odinga ni mwanamke hawezi kuzungumza ama hawezi kuongoza, tuseme ni mambo ambayo yanafaa kutupwa katika kaburi la sahau. Kwa sababu Winnie Odinga ameishi na baba Raila Amolo Odinga, ameweza kujifunza siasa akiwa chini ya makwapa ya baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Hivyo basi huwezi sema kwamba hajarithi madini kutoka kwa baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Ako na hizo chembe za uongozi. Pia ako na vision kwenye chama ya kwamba hapa tunakosea, hapa tuko sawa. Hivyo basi anafaa kusikizwa. Na iwapo hatosikizwa, ako na haki zote za kwamba vijana wenzangu mmeona nimeng'ang'ana na naendelea kung'ang'ana, hapa sisikizwi. Kwa hiyo vijana wenzangu, sasa ni wakati wa sisi kujitoa hapa kwenye hiki chama ambacho kinasema ni cha vijana lakini kinaongozwa na kundi la wazee. Tujitoe hapa, tujikwamue na tujisimamie kivyetu. Tukizungumzia vijana wote sasa kwa ujumla, ndugu yangu hapa ametaja chama cha Inject Party ambacho kwa kinaongozwa na Morara Kibaso. Ukiangalia alikuja na mbinu ambazo zilikuwa nzuri tu kwa faida ya Wakenya wote, si kwa vijana pekee, kwa vijana wote. Alikuwa anaenda huko mashinani, anaangazia ile miradi ambayo imekwama, anaangazia uozo ambao uko kwenye uongozi. Kisha akasema wacha nitengeneze chama cha kitaifa. Lakini kukaja hii historia kwamba vijana hawezi kujisimamia wenyewe. Kwa hiyo ni mbinu tu ambayo imetumika na wazee kutuvunja morali, kutuvunja moyo ili tusiweze kushindana na wao. Lakini niwaambie wazee kwamba hatukati tamaa, kwa sababu tumejitambua, tumejipata. Tutazidi kupambana na wao.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, ajua.
Kabisa.
Kuna kitu kinakukuna.
Kwambia nimengoja. So in constitution kuna kitu inaitwa universal suffrage, whereby kura kadi haina dem ama chali. Vote ni vote. Kama vote ni vote, ndio maana nasikia tuko hadi na 2-third gender rule, so that hata wanaume wakiamua sisi tunabeba leadership yote. At least we will have some women seats kuweka, kwa sababu kura ni kura na sauti ni sauti. So mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka, that's what Samisi is saying, and the queen should be listened to. Whatever she wants, si kitu yeye pekee ndiye anataka. A party like ODM inapitia wakati mgumu sana. Wakati wanashangaa, is it time for us to develop audacity and to craft our own path, or tuishi venye hao wazee wanasema? People like Buru Odinga, who is the current party leader, people like Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga, that baba alituacha hapa. Hakuna kitu uma kama hiyo. Baba alituacha hapa. It's like now hatuna nguvu ya kujifikiria sisi wenyewe. Tutakaa hapa, baba alituacha, hatujui kama kutasambaratika ama hakutasambaratika. Na wakati wanafanya hivyo, ni wakati wenye chama kinahitaji kuonyeshana nguvu yake. Nguvu ya chama chote, na wao wote usema, all political elites say that nguvu ya chama iko kwa nguvu ya vijana wao, kwa sababu vijana wao ndo future ya chama. For example, chama kama hicho cha ODM, tumeona watu ambao wamekuwa wadogo pale hivyo, wachanga kisiasa, wamekuwa wakubwa hadi sauti zao saizi zinaogofya. Watu kama Sifuna, when walikuwa huko 207, they were seeing the future. Tuko na watu kama pale hivyo Babu Owino. You look at Babu Owino and you see a bright future, but that future imefungiwa mahali. Kwa nini? Baba alisema tukae hapa. Tutatoka lini basi? Kwa sababu baba hapo amesema, they say up to 2027. Saa hizi kuna mkataba unaendelea wa kuhakikisha kwamba Rais Ruto anasimama 2027 akitumia chama cha chungwa, chama cha ODM. Na chama cha UDA nacho kutaendeleaje? Wengine wanasema kama Siaya Governor Orengo, iwapo Rais Ruto ataingia ODM, basi ODM itakuwa ndo mwisho. ODM imekufa tena. Kama ODM inakufa, what is the future of us youth when hatujawahi taste the goodness of being in a political party? In a country where a youth like Morara akianzisha inject party inaachiliwa, hapo ndo vijana wanafaa wakae waseme, hey guys, kama hii katiba ya 2010 inanipatia nguvu mimi. Kwa nini nasema hivyo? Before 2020, the sovereign power of the country resided with the president. After 2010, the sovereign power resides with the minority. That is not with the minority, with the people. The people. So when people are organized, hata tukue watu watano hivi na tuko organized, sisi si minority, sisi ni majority. Umeshika? Kwa nini nasema hivyo? Look at the by-elections na vile zilikuwa pale hivyo upande wa Mbeere North. Mtu alishinda na kura ngapi? 500. Aliapishwa hakuapishwa? Aliapishwa. Kwa sababu haijalishi venye zimepatikana hapo hivyo, but the people's voice imesikika. Ni vitu sawia ambavyo vinahitajika kufanyika kwa akili na miili ya vijana. Go out there with boldness. Go out there knowing very well it is not a must for you to win, because power belongs to the people. And if the people wamesema haya, sisi tunataka kuongozwa na Ruto, wataongozwa na Ruto, because it is a democracy, na tutaheshimu hiyo demokrasia. Lakini wazee wanafaa kukaa wakijua that kitambo we used to say education is the equalizer. Mahali tumefika, watu wetu washakubali kusoma, na ndio maana asasi za kiserikali zinaweza fanya watu wasipate access to education. Saa hizi the equalizer inaitwa technology. Technology is the equalizer today, and it will be the equalizer in the future. Nani wanaelewa hiyo technology zaidi kati ya wazee na vijana? Mimi nitasema ni vijana. Kwa nini nitasema ni vijana? Wazee wamesoma, na wamesoma wakitumia vitabu ambavyo viliwafunza kuheshimu historia. Kulingana na historia ya Kenya, hakuna mahali bunge la kitaifa limewachomeka kutoka ile siku niliwahi jua Kenya. Lakini kwa mujibu wa vijana hawa wadogo tu ambao walianza na kuitwa digital workers, Saa hizi our parliament lost legitimacy in the year 2024. IMF forced a finance bill on us, but it still went away. Hiyo power wazee hawakuwa wameona, na kutoka hapo ndo tukakuwa na broad based government. Na 2027 yenye haijafika, kwa nini tuko so worried about it?
Alright, muda unatupa kisogo, but let's take a look at Taifa Leo. Wanazungumzia maneno ya mlima, wanasema talaka yanukia mlimani. Kimenuka, waziri Ruku na gavana Mbarire watishia kukomesha ushirikiano wa mashariki na magharibi mwa mlima Kenya, wakidai jirani zao hawataki kuwaunga mkono kisiasa, ilhali wamekuwa wakiwaunga kwa miaka mingi. Naibu wa Rais Kindiki ndio kiongozi wa ngazi ya juu kutoka mashariki, huku mtangulizi wake Gachagua akiwa magharibi. So this is ni kama wewe si support, mbona uni support kind of thing that is happening in the mountain. Let me begin with you, Kasim. What does this paint a picture? What picture does this paint, considering we've had conversations of the DCP party leader saying President Ruto is using divide and rule tactics, and a divided mountain means a divided vote, and yes, Kenya rais wa Kenya anachaguliwa na Wakenya wote, but for the longest time we've had the mountain having a very loud voice when it comes to voting, because they go all in voting. So with a divided mountain, what picture does this paint for you for the 2027 general election?
Okay, kwanza tuangalie mlima umegawanyika.
Bado hujagawanyika.
Asante kwa kunirekebisha. Lakini inavyoonekana hapo kwenye gazeti ilivyoandikwa ni kwamba kuna magharibi na kuna mashariki. Mimi sitoki mlimani, lakini mpaka kitu kuwa kimefika kwenye vyombo vya habari ni kwamba kipo. Na Waswahili wanasema lisemwalo lipo, na kama halipo laja. Kwa hiyo tujitayarisha kwamba mwaka 2027 huenda kukawa na mfarakano, magharibi wakivuta upande wao, mashariki wakivuta upande wao. Sasa watu wa mlimani linawaacha katika angle gani? Tukiangalia alibanduliwa kwenye mamlaka Rigathi Gachagua, yeye alichaguliwa kama naibu wa rais wa Kenya nzima, lakini kupitia matamshi yake ndio akaanza kuleta siasa za kwamba kuna mlima, kuna watu wa pwani, kuna watu wa wapi. Hizo zilikuwa kauli zake wakati akiwa naibu wa rais, akitaja mambo ya shares, akitaja mambo mengi sana ambayo yaleta mgawanyiko. Kwa hiyo sasa akisema kwamba Rais William Ruto analeta divide and rule, mimi nisema kwamba yeye ndiye mwanzilishi wa hicho kitu. Kwa sababu rais yeye aliposhika katiba kiapa, aliapa kama rais wa Kenya. Hadi yeye wakati akiwa kwenye mamlaka aliapa kama naibu wa rais wa Kenya nzima. Lakini vitendo vyake na matamshi yake akaja kuonyesha kwamba kuna mlima Kenya. Hivi sasa imefika hatua kwamba si mlima Kenya tu peke yake, bali mlima Kenya ulio na pande ngapi? Pande mbili. Kwa hiyo sasa sijamuelewa ya kwamba naye atasukuma kwamba sasa mlima Kenya tujumuike tuwe kama mlima, ama bado sasa mimi nitashikilia kwangu magharibi, nyinyi msukume kwenu mashariki. Kwa hiyo huyu Rigathi Gachagua kwenye kuzungumza mambo ya mlima ndo ameleta mfarakano zaidi, na tukiendelea hivi hapa mbele itakuwa na madhara makubwa sana kwenye kisiasa, kwa sababu tumejua kwa kipindi kirefu ya kwamba ili mtu aweze kuwa rais ni lazima aungwe mkono asilimia takriban 60 na ama 70 na kutoka eneo la mlima Kenya. Hivi sasa tunapoenda mlima umegawanyika, itakuwa na madhara hasi kwenye au wagombeaji wa rais. Yategemea ni nani ambaye atazoa uungwaji mkono mwingi pale ndani ya mlima. Sasa hivi hatujui ni nani mwenye ambaye labda anaongoza mlima, ni nani msemaji wao. Lakini iwapo kutaendelea na hivi ya kwamba kuna mgawanyiko, basi kutakuwa na madhara makubwa, na kutakuwa na tutaona yani ile effect yake hapo 2027, na itadetermine who will be the president. Yeah.
Ojwang, they say in politics there is no coincidence in politics, and kwa mara nyingi hata wale wanaompinga Ruto mara nyingi mwasikia akisema Ruto ni mweledi wa siasa. Ruto is a professor of politics. And this idea of the eastern and the western Mount Kenya is coming from the government side. Do you think this is just a strategy to weaken Gachagua?
Wanasema mgala muue na haki umpe. Ukweli na haki ni kwamba Mlima Kenya saa hizi ni mrembo au kidosho na kila mtu anammezea mate. I'm telling you this for true. No one will ever be president of Kenya without Mount Kenya. There were times when we had 42 against 1. That played in around 207. It also played in around 202. You know what was happening in 202? We had two candidates from Mount Kenya, Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta na hayati Mwai Kibaki. The Lake region ndo ilikuwa kusema, ndo ilikuwa inadetermine kati ya hawa wawili ni nani atachukua. Na hayati baba akasema Kibaki tosha. Mwaka 2007 kura ziliibiwa. Najua ziliibiwa, wakati ule ndo nilikuwa na tairi. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa mahali kwa kitanda sitoki, najiangalia tu televisheni mimi na wenzangu pale hivyo, na tunaona kwa magazeti Raila takes an lead. Kidogo Mheshimiwa Kivoitu washamwapisha Mwai Kibaki. Mwaka 2013 narrative ilikuwa tofauti kiasi, kwa sababu sasa ni Mlima Kenya wanaungana na Rift Valley. Na wakati huo ikasemekana hawa wawili ni wakora wa International Criminal Court. Sisi wa Kenya ni watu wenye nyoyo nyepesi sana. Tukasema ni heri tuwasamehe hawa, alafu watuunganishe sisi na tusonge mbele. And we got a Jubilee government. 2017 the Jubilee government harusi yao ishaanza kuenda mrama. Kwa nini? Kuna mahali wakati Maraga amesema turudi debeni, karibu mtu apigwe kofi. Yani wewe unataka ku give up. Rais Ruto alikuwa amekasirika sana na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta kusema angetaka ku give up for the sake of peace, basi awachie baba. 2022 wakaona tribal card na kataa kiasi. Tufanyaje? Tusemeni ni hasla na madynasty. Mlima Kenya bado ulihitajika. So walichukua wale ambao wanakaa mahasla wote, including Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua mwaka 2022 ashakumsi matusi, alikuwa anaitwa wa mchele na nyama, kwa sababu alikuwa anasema iwapo Rais Ruto atachaguliwa kuwa rais, akiingia Nyeri State Lodge, lazima watu huko wakule pilau na wakule nyama. And that promise was kept. Watu walisoma and people learn. Kutoka hapo hivyo tumeteseka miaka 2 hadi 2024. Wakasema Ruto ni one term. Lakini pesa zinapoanza kuingia, unasikia hii one term inaenda change. Inaanza kukaa two term. Na wanaongeza kakitu, wanasema huku mlima kuna gawanyika. Watu wanahitaji kuwa kwa vyama. Na hiyo ni lesson imekuja 2022. Rigathi aliambiwa na mwenzake Moses Kuria, tengeneza chama. Moses Kuria alikuwa na chama cha kazi, akamwambia hapana, mimi naamini Rais Ruto na tunaingia pale tukiwa kitu kimoja, kitu kinaitwa UDA. CS Roko ako kwa UDA. Cecily Mbarili ndo chairman wa UDA, chair lady wa UDA, chair lady wa UDA National. Lakini hii UDA bado, ukiingia Rift Valley wanasema UDA ni chama chetu. Sasa kama UDA ni chama cha Wakalenjin, hawa watu wenye wako Mount Kenya na wako UDA na bado wanasema wako kivyao, kuna mahali wanajidanganya, tuambiane ukweli. Ndio maana Rigathi akasema acha basi mimi nianze chama changu. Juu ameelewa a party is a vehicle. Ingekuwa ni vyama vinasema hivyo, ingekuwa kitu kingine. But kama ni gava inasema, basi hakuko hivyo bado. Ni kujaribu tu kufuel the narrative. Ndio watu waone mlima uligawanyika. Mlima uligawanyika lini? Wakati rais aliyekuwa rais wa 4 wa hii nchi bado ako kwa broad based. Lakini bado anasema yeye support Ruto. Mmemsikia, lakini ako kwa broad based. Wanatukulia pale. Tukiendelea kujongea na kukaribia uchaguzi mkuu, watu watakuwa wakijua mlima unatoka wapi. Juu mlima umebeba watu wengi. Mimi Ojwang mtoto wa Maria nimetoka mlima pia kwa Nyeri.
All right, now I would like for you to give final remarks, because if I pose another topic, we may end up overstaying or staying. So let me begin with you, a final remark, and probably this can be a story you've picked that will serve as your final remarks.
Okay, wacha ni serve hiyo, like let me pick the story from Mount Kenya. Niwaambia tu Mlima Kenya kwamba hii ni siasa, na wanasiasa wanakuja na stories za kila aina ili waweze kujizolea kura. Kwa hivyo hao wasijiingize sana kwenye hivi vita vyao, wakasahau ya kwamba hao ni wa Kenya na wana jukumu la kuhakikisha kwamba Kenya ni moja ambayo haigawani kwa misingi ya kiukabila. Hivyo basi waache hawa wasukumane kivyao, lakini wakija pale kwa ground, mbali ya kusema ni wa Mlima Kenya ama unataka Mlima Kenya, una agenda gani? Una mazuri gani kwa ajili ya sisi watu wa eneo hili na kwa ajili ya Kenya nzima? Tusikubali kugawanywa kwa misingi ya kikabila. Kivyo vyote vile sisi ni Kenya moja, hiyo unatoka pwani, unatoka ziwani, unatoka magharibi, unatoka bonde la ufa, unatoka huku kaskazini mashariki, sisi sote ni wa Kenya. Tusikubali kugawanywa kwa misingi ya kikabila kabisa.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy because of hii live show. Najua ndio live show ya mwisho, next tunaingia graduation ya 58th graduation, and proud of what Kasim is doing, and I'm seeing the future and how beautiful it is. Hicho kitu kinaitwa sustainability. Kenyatta University imetufunza sustainability. Angalia hapo hivi utapata wazee. Kule nyuma kwa TX utapata watu kama kina Boni. I learned from watu kama. Ukiangalia hapa kwa set, najiona na kuona. Nikikuona naona future hapa hivi. Kwa sababu huyu kijana ndo wakati mmoja namuona akikaa mahali pale anawauliza, "Hey, what is your final remarks?" na maswala kama hayo. It is 2025, the end. But it is an end that has taught Kenyans one thing. Ukiangalia vizuri sana, hakuna tofauti ya Sylvia, Kasim, Ojwang au Jess. Sisi sote ni kitu kimoja. Biblia aghalabu itakwambia that we are all equal and same kwa Mungu. Ni kwa sababu sote tuko na soul. Ile soul ndani yake ni kitu sawia. Msimu huu wa Krismasi na tunapoingia 2026, mwaka ambao utakuwa heavily invested na siasa, ni vyema ukumbuke, unapotaka kumtendea mwenzako mabaya, kumbuka unajitendea mabaya. Unapoamka kila wakati unapanga vile ambavyo utawaumiza Wakenya wenzako, kumbuka unajiumiza pia wewe. Kwa sababu the greatest gift and rewards of life are love, peace and happiness. Things that are never bought with money. Why? We've seen trillionaires, billionaires who are still dying of suicide. Yet wao ni matajiri. Lakini ukiweza tu kumpenda huyu Kasim, umpende huyu Sylvia bila machungu na vinyongo, utaishi tu kuwa mtu ambaye wanashangaa, furaha yatoka wapi? Tupendane huu mwaka na mwaka ujao. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, final word, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, our viewer back at home, thank you so much for choosing Biashara Tuesday this morning and for staying with the Biashara Tuesday this morning. Of course, it is the last day of Biashara Tuesday in the year 2025, not the last day of Biashara Tuesday entirely, the year 2025. I hope to see you again next year, right here on Biashara Tuesday. More conversations on make yourself a better business person, a better leader, a better entrepreneur in whichever field you aspire to venture in. Now allow me to read a few feedback from those who are following us. On YouTube, we have Francis saying great work this morning, enjoying the show. Have Benson saying, Benson watching from Kayole, show equality, good job, thank you Benson. And also we have Newsviewer Kenya saying, Ruto has abandoned the hustler narrative and gone full gospel prosperity under the Singapore way, but did not achieve making Mama Mboga to now own supermarkets. Saying Wonge, I think he meant Wongo. Wongo ndio mambo yake. That is someone who is really angry with President William Ruto. And that brings us to the end of Biashara Tuesday. Gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Right right here on Biashara Tuesday. I hope to see you again next year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. It's bye from us.
Exactly what he's got. He's going to be performing his brand new single.
My name is Ward Baba, the Low Trap Wild Bass.
Talk on my chip, Nanga my chip, flight my chip, hotel my chip, Atoti my chip, Kwang my chip, Kage go chip, Ward Baba oh what you need,
I'm not really forcing it. If you don't understand, take your time with it. Ask somebody.
Chakrachon, Nangeyo, Abro Beda, superstar. Chakrachon, Nangeyo, Abro Beda, superstar. Now walk at TV, but watching the Dana, and a superstar. Superstar. Give my Daka, superstar. Final call from Mr. Tieno, flight now, what got Tieno? Passport to Bongo stamp, so nigga, man, yeah. Tisi na chopo, na teko kana di coco. Visa on me, guess location, my loco. I need to get baby my cat, dinner or teddy get baby my can. Rabon ahead of my young wretch, no say check John. Black chop, black me, no take my goes on a bag my yon. Kick na, drink no, kick na, kick. John no Romana, chupa my congo a cody. I say I don't you, Victoria I did it on Sudi. La pagoyo a henya, what baba pesa amanyo a henya. I chill a real dick, I go in a grind, I hustle a henya. Nacho metas are real, Nacho metas are real. Chupe amato are real, and Guinea are real. And a daughter real, Kikombe mete are real. Yeah, that Kiko are real. Nyinga iwacho the real. Toka my chip, Nanga my chip.